Hello everyone and welcome back to Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Onima. I've been meaning to do this for a while. We never got the chance to look at the final cutscenes for the acts that were never released on the global version. So we're going to look at them today. I've got them up on the YouTube here. So yeah, we're going to go through them. Looks like it's about 50 minutes long-ish. So here we go. The final acts. A changed world. Let there be light. You'll be fine. We'll meet again someday. Wait. Where are we? A wholly unfamiliar place, and I fail to see the others. Ramza, what is that you have there? What indeed? It's warm, almost as though it's linked to someone else. It sounds like a compass. Can you trace the feelings it gives you? Oh, of course. That would lead us to the others. Alright, I'll try. Rufus? The Turks aren't answering. I don't recognize this place and I don't recall being abducted. I'll have to take full stock of what's happened. Where to start? It's sturdy, alright. Is anyone out there? It's you. D, sick. Well done. Still? None of this is making any sort of sense. I'll have to do some observing. It's hard to believe, but I'm starting to think I've wandered into another dimension. I don't have to swap weapons. My gun gets stronger when I will it. A whole forest worth of trees sprouts up after I fight. Not to mention flowers. Wherever I am, I'm definitely not in the outskirts of Edge anymore. There's a faint distortion here. Cloud of darkness. Oh. A miraculous crystal. Thank you for that. My name is Ranza, and this is... Agrius, Oaks, you have my gratitude. I cannot condone firing a gun blindly, however, suppose you shot at one of us. That'd just be your bad luck, wouldn't it? I've taken a shot before, and I'm still standing. But let's move on. Are you familiar with this area? I'm afraid that this is all completely new to me. Are you aware that you're not in your homeworld? Considering the fantastic things happening here, the fact that will translates to reality, I'd have to be. If I may have your name. Ah, where are my manners? The name's Rufus. Admittedly, I can't begin to guess why a simple entrepreneur like me got dragged into this mess. We're faring no better than you, I'm afraid. The way our arrival happened was... Pray to the crystal. Materia, you're saving us? Pray to the crystal and you will survive. Do not lose heart. No matter how faint it may be, even a glimmer of light can guide the world to safety. And if we fight together, we will shine even brighter, and we will banish the darkness. Our hearts are as one. We'll never back down. Yes, ours has joined as well. Blasted warriors of light, I shall rise again. Our prayers worked? But after that, for some reason, we grew drained and dark vestiges entrapped us. That was when you saved us. I find this all very hard to believe. I'm curious though, if you wield a gun, does that mean you're an engineer? My old man was a tinkerer, not me. His company was a weapons developer until he started dabbling in the energy industry. He let his success go to his head. It sounds as though you and your father are at odds. Yes, well, his methods were wasteful, costly and outdated, not to mention the world is changing, or more to the point, it already has. Times of change are no place for clinging to old ways. But that's neither here nor there. You two seem to know a thing or two about fighting, alright? You can be my guides and my personal guards. I'm sorry, come again? I never agreed to such thing. As I said, I'm just a businessman. You're already geared as fighters. I trust you'll act the part. The Cage of Lineage. We're somewhat familiar with the general vicinity, but I fear we can hardly serve as your guides. I lost my one lead while we were travelling. Don't you have friends here? How many of them are there? What's the method of transport? We can narrow down what routes they might take. Friends? It's not a small number. Assuming nothing's wrong, they'd be travelling by airship. Then let's head to open terrain. Pedestrians tend to stick out in this world. Rufus? Are you and your father still at odds to this day? Oh, my old man died a while back. I inherited his business. Why do you care? Illegitimate though I was born to a great family, and I was lucky enough to have a friend so dear he was like a brother to me. I spent my days in comfort, hardly concerned with my pedigree. But I was the only one so unconcerned I only saw my own little world. That's why I became a mercenary, so I could leave my home and live on my own. From what you shared, it struck me that you and your father must have a complicated relationship. Why did you take on his legacy in spite of that? Because I saw the company as my rightful property. I'd been waiting a long time for the right chance to claim it. Illegitimate, Do not dare mock him! It's fine, Agrius. I've never been the greatest of paragons. Nonetheless, I try to do what's right to avoid bringing shame to my late father's memory. Let's get something straight. I wasn't disparaging you. A thought simply struck me. Wouldn't living that way make it even harder to escape your own family ties? What? Cloud of Darkness back. A Cloud of Darkness? What is she, immortal? We have no choice but to face her. It would have been nice to face her again. What in the world? Oh, come on, you call yourself guards? I don't understand it. I'm losing strength. What's the play now? I was expecting more deposits, not you lot. Garland! I'll dispatch them first and foremost. Just you wait there. Those with a cloud of darkness residual thoughts given form. They seep out from time to time, but they're hardly strong enough to fear. We're enemies. Why would you help us? The help's appreciated, regardless of your reasons. Tell me something while you're at it. Rufus. Yes, I heard the whole enemies, but he seems to know a lot more than you two. Tell us what's going on in this world. Seeking lost time. What staggering developments had there been while we were trapped? So, this is a newly made world, and the gods entrusted their power to all of you? Something still doesn't add up the moment when you two prayed to the crystal. If materia and spiritus hadn't been sealed away, then perhaps what we saw was a dream. Truth be told, I'm not entirely certain that light was actually a crystal. That's all you can tell us? Alright, how do we go back home? We've yet to find a way to return, that's why we seek to save the world. Everyone else is fighting their battles, we should be joining them. Didn't you mention something about power? Yes, willpower. I don't have a very good handle on it, I fear. All I sensed was a cloud of darkness, vestige in that man's light. Perhaps the light within you two has faded for some reason not yet unknown. I can't imagine why, though. Perhaps that has some relation to the compass, like light's disappearance. Oh yes, that light. I'm not quite sure when it faded, but it did indeed fade. It was a warm light, one that felt it was linked to the others. If that's your tie to them, your light likely faded when that one did. Is there aught that can be done? Nothing that's within my power to do. That said, someone once told me light shines in the deepest darkness, and that sufficient fighting makes one stronger. Excuse me, we're trying to have a serious conversation here. So am I. Light is a representation of what you are. It may be weakened now, but as long as what you are remains unchanged, you'll get it back eventually. So basically, there are no immediate solutions. Great, I have no way back home and my companions are powerless. I beg to differ, I can still fight. And I can hardly abandon you to your fate. I'll be taking my leave now. If a new crystal has appeared, I should ascertain whether it will be a benefit to the world. What will you lot do? As for us, well, this is hard to ignore. Garland, you of all people have stooped to being a hound of the gods. A change in stance. Ah, I recognize you. Vayne, you're safe. Good, if you're here, then the others must be nearby. What? Vane's turned his back on your friends. He's no longer on your side. How can you say that? We were enemies once, but we reached an understanding. For a new world, it's got a lot of history. At least I have no shortage of entertainment value here. This isn't funny. Is it true? Why would you do such a thing? Are you trying to win them over, Garland? A true noble knight wouldn't deride those alongside whom he fought. And him, he's a fellow warrior of Ivalice. It's clear as day which of us he'd believe. Bold words. Only one of us is trying to win them over, and that's you. Who do I believe? That's for you to decide. That said, if I've heard this drivel before, I've heard it 1,000 times. Cloud's memories are responding, as are those of his friends. He must be from their world. We're having a discussion about this world. Hardly a place for a newcomer to interject. Asserting authority and bringing up the past is a tired technique to make others afraid of losing what they've invested in their relationship with you. If you want to deceive people, try focusing on their hopes for their future. The masses eat that up. You're quite a scoundrel. Then again, I suppose acting guarded with them was a poor move on my part. I feared you all might oppose the idea of erasing the gods. Then it's true. Do you regard me as a foe now? Then what of Garland? Now that he's been entrusted with the god's power and he's stooped to the level of the mere pawn, he's not but a puppet. I can hardly take such a man at his word when he claims that he would save the world. You're wrong. I thought we reached an understanding. Why must we fight? We should have let the crystal core of darkness bring about an end to everything when it went out of control. But instead, now there are no living and no dead. There are only people continually made to live. What arrogance to call this a divinely granted repose. Arrogance? The gods are simply trying to protect us. This is our only chance, you know, now that they've turned to crystal. They're vulnerable to being shattered. What madness is this? That's the same thing Sephiroth is after. I'm hardly trying to play the hero. We who stand empowered have but one duty must fulfill, no matter the cost. We must liberate the world and take its rightful form. I suppose we fought Vane there, an unexpected event. The odds seem somewhat stacked against me. I shall finish my fight with you all another time. Vane, do we truly seek different futures altogether? The gods do not treat warriors as puppets. Let go of this mad quest to shatter the gods. Wicked prayers can only give rise to evil. You're better than that. Evil. I do not embrace such concepts. I believe only in what I ascertain for myself. He's a man of firm convictions. I doubt you'll persuade him of his chosen path. Even then, I just wish to avoid having to fight. Though I must say, Rufus, I was impressed at the way you saw right through him. I was bluffing, actually. You were? Now, let's back up. You people know Sephiroth? We do, yes. He sought to eliminate the goddess of this world and take her place. I recall him mentioning something about Mother's vessel and travelling to a new planet. There's a lot to dig into there, but he's still alive, I take it. At the very least, he's not gone. Alright, that settles it. Now I definitely want to join up with your friends. That way I probably see him too. Why would you want to see Sephiroth? He's died once, no, twice now. Third time's a charm, and I'd like to be there to see that. What a pity, Garland's been reduced to a pawn of the gods. And the warriors of Ivalice actually chose me over him. How can they fail to see the simple truth that one must be ready to get their hands dirty to free the world? And who was that man? I can't have him poisoning them further against me. Oh, what have we here? If it isn't Lord Vane himself, what's the matter? Why the long face? I was laminating Garland's fall to mere pawn of the gods. Ah, yes, he's basically a walking wish granter for the warriors now. But that has its uses too. Oh, such as? He wants the whole cycle of battle thing right, so just keep destroying him a bunch. It generates energy, and it grants him his wish. That's what I call two birds with one stone. And just wait till you hear what it makes. A cycle of destruction. Would it truly work out as you envision? Who cares if it doesn't? None of it's gonna matter when everything disappears. Truly a devil-may-care mentality, the polar opposite of my own. I don't know about that. We're still trying to do the same thing, right? And on that note, I'll be off now. Ta-ta! Pretenses and true motives. You'll find the new warriors just up ahead. I'm going to check on something. I want to see the sealed gods for myself. Very well, we'll finish our sojourn without you. Thank you for fighting alongside us. I must ask though, why did you aid us? Because the situation's more dire than you think. This place is increasingly replete with energy, but the world, the vessel which houses it all, is cracked and dangerously close to breaking. While you two were trapped, the gods chose to be the linchpin that holds the worlds together. So the gods are all that keeps the world intact? Yes, which is why it's imperative that I use the energy to restore not just the world, but the gods themselves. I am not and have never been a pawn to the gods, nonetheless. This time I cannot allow them to be sacrificed. Here I took you for a man who relished battle at the expense of all else. Perhaps I misjudged you. That's my faith and purpose in life. And make no mistake, I'll fight you all eventually. I'll be looking forward to that day. Is that going to be the final battle? Have we misunderstood him? Garland's an honourable man, and he once was a noble-minded knight. This world must have changed far more than we thought. Honourable? He just happened to come across that way. Honour is a luxury you can only afford when circumstances allow for it. Why must you speak so dismissively? 'Tis all right, Agrius. He's right that circumstances can change a man. Everyone is driven by reasons no one else may take from them. I'd like to think I understand that. I've crossed swords with my long-time dear friend, yes, but still I hope we can work together to the same goal. A naive perspective. But one that has more weight considering you left the protection of your family. If those are the principles you arrived at drifting aimlessly, keep them. Rufus. We hardly have the time for bickering. It's true. Here, Dee. Follow Garland. He hasn't told me how to leave yet. You could have simply gone with him. Sometimes people air their real thoughts when they think no one hears them. Let's move. You're still on guard duty. Slow down. The man's being guarded shouldn't take the lead. Excuse me. Calculated value. I'm afraid I can no longer tolerate your scheming. I shall eliminate the gods and thereafter close off this world. It must be returned to its rightful form. You're free to eliminate the gods. But suppose I told you to hand this husk of a world. Would you care to put my will to the test? Meteor. Memories? Memories. Ah, so they're in your possession. I can't be certain this is all of them, but yes. Do you hold some attachment for them yourself, despite casting them away? No, puppets don't need will of their own. And I hardly need to intervene. That one's destined to seek me out regardless. All the memories he needs are in his subconscious. As long as he has those, there's no need for any others. A new warrior's shown up though. That could potentially trigger an awakening. Someone new. I can't have anyone waking him. His message is clear. He thinks he can stop me whenever he wants. I'm insulted. Considering how long they've been missing, it's surprising to hear Ramses and Agrias share information about the crystal. Is it the blue crystal that we know of? If Materia shared her wisdom with them, both would have had to be together. Is it a new crystal? Is that fresh intel I'm hearing? If it's true, I've got to get my hands on that. It's the perfect way for me to kick off a cycle of destruction. Good and evil. Rufus, please slow down. You said you wanted guards, yes? You could stand to act like it. For all your complaining, you're doing a perfectly good job. You mentioned being mercenaries. Have you done bodyguard work before? I'm a knight of the Lion's Guard. I've been charged with safeguarding a princess before. Though I dare say Princess Avelia was a far sight more understanding of her position than you've been so far. You're not wrong. I get the same complaints from my bodyguards back home. I feel for their plight. But I trust you. That's a necessity in any conspiracy of cooperative agreements. Otherwise, you could never entrust your life to others. Conspiracy? How could Princess Avelia and I possibly engage in underhand scheming? Her Highness was a lady of exceptional character, one who showed concern for common folk, such as ourselves. Are you sure she wasn't just sheltered? Mayhap she was, but some sheltered individuals are still willing to confront commoners' sorrows and aristocrats' arrogance, as Princess Avelia and Ramsay did. I simply regret the way I used to live. All I wanted is to make choices that won't dishonour my father. But that I could have come to an understanding with that man as well. Ah, you speak of Vane? You and I are the opposite. Alright, I'm perfectly willing to get my hands dirty. In my view, my old man was a fool. It's much more economical to rule through fear. How can you say that? Vane was right about you. You are quite the scoundrel. Unlike him, I have no pretensions of leading a noble life. If something's usable, I use it. That's how I used to see it. But the world changed. I learned the hard way that my prior approach wouldn't fly anymore. It felt like I'd been outmatched. What did that lead to? A realization that it's just a viable path to yourself off as a good guy. How so? That's how people in positions of power operate. Their strength of character is irrelevant, as is their true agenda, of course. Take Vane, for example. He could say something factually correct, but his claims still fall apart in the end, he's just another ruler forcing others to follow his will. Are you truly a simple businessman? Judge for yourself. Ah, D's found our target. Let's move. Why is he called D? Rufus, wait. Isn't he supposed to be called like, I forget his name. My word, it's... Vacations end. What's this? Some kind of dog? It looks scary. I got it. It's got some serious muscle mass, whatever it is. It's fighter. And considering how calm it is, it must be as well trained. Ah, someone's got good manners. What's your owner, him? Hey, that's... the president's dog. If it's nearby, then... Oh, hell no. This better not be about Rufus. Wherever that guy is, you can't let him rot. That's not happening. Oh, yeah? Okay, let's just all calm down. May I ask what this is about? These Shinra jerks are sucking up energy and killing the planet. They're totally trash. They raise villages to the ground to get what they want. They even experiment on children like Shulk. And then they go telling rich folks that they're serving the community. That was all the last guy, for the record. Oh, shut the hell up. No way the apple falls far from the tree. Well, at least I've learned you guys like oil and water. One line of our work doesn't make us very popular. Well, time for a pickup. If we keep him waiting, it's gonna be our paychecks. You're leaving? That's a shame. I thought we were getting along. Yeah, I feel the same way. Sorry though, work calls. You guys are gonna alienate yourself again. Look, the president's like a savior to us. Well, more like a co-conspirator, but anyway, he saved us from the chopping block. We're not spoiling for a fight either, but that'll depend on some things. Specifically the president's memories and his next goal. It was fun while it lasted. Did we ever get Amaranth? Dissimilar wishes. Ooh, what have we here? Visitors! Kefka, he's here as well? So you followed me. He's rambling on about some destruction as usual. Would you care to hear about the cycle of destruction I'm about to perfect? What? Sure, why not? I'm all ears. Ooh, I'll spy with my little eye in your face. Okay, clean out your ears and listen up. Remember when Shinryu came, when the crystal called darkness had a will of its own? How about when the cloud of darkness enveloped the whole world? Nope, still boring. None of that had any excitement. So I figured I'd get myself a new crystal and mix it up in this old boring world. You would bring about destruction merely because you're bored? Oh, absolutely, and I want lots of fun, so I'll make it so I can keep destroying the world again and again. That's the idea behind my delightful cycle of destruction. What worth could there possibly be in such an act, or do you believe everything is devoid of worth? Jack's power has already been retaken from you. You must know that you've got no opinions left, yet you still play this game. Yeah, whatever. You know you love it too. What? If you want to cycle a battle, what's the difference? Destruction and battle are all the same. Don't act like you know me. My battle is mine alone. I will not abide any meddling from you. You shall not destroy this world. We have to stop him. Stop who? I don't trust Garland entirely. But Kafka is far graver danger. Ada's Rufus. I'd prefer you locals resolve these disputes yourself. But I do have questions for Garland. I'd prefer to keep him alive for now. Kafka, you shall never have what you want. You know what? Fine, fine. I'll just vaporize all of you at once that way. Wah! Sephiroth. Word games. I always love it when two FF7 people meet. No need for that. It's been a long time, Sephiroth. I see you're the same as ever. So, you're the new warrior. Have you recovered from your injuries? Why, yes. Thank you for asking. Those pitiful remnants gave me a great deal of entertainment, as a matter of fact. Remnants? Those were components at best, and even in this world, they're useless. Tell me, what I hear true? Have you let go of the idea of godhood? The gods here are linchpins. Losing them would cause the world to come unravelled, and the world is all I want. And here I thought you hungered for power. There's plenty of power here. Once I take the reins, this world could entirely serve as a vessel to reach another. But I can't rely on remnants for that. I'll need a more obedient puppet. The way you're talking is a dead giveaway. You know, at least try to act the part. What's this about? I wouldn't know. Oh, not a fan of chatting with me? If you insist on spouting nonsense. You won't find me as soft as a target as my old man. Wait, Sephiroth slew your father? He might have, but I don't actually care who did it. I plotted my old man's downfall anyway. This is no time for jests. Be honest, Sephiroth, you had nights like that yourself, right? Why don't we have a nice long talk tonight? Twisted or no, he's a bona fide war hero. Keep me safe. Oh, now you want a proper guarding? Never in my life have I had an escort assignment like this. No, I'll have nothing to do with you. I'm not about to go back into captivity. He's trying to stall us. They're hardly threats. Destroy them. Should I help? You started this mess. Fair enough. So there we fought Sephiroth. Rulers. Oh, he's got away, shame. And whose fault is that? No sign of Kefka either. We can't leave him to his own devices. He must have fled in the confusion. He was the one we need to stop. He spoke of a cycle of destruction. From what I could gather, he set his sights on the crystal you two saw. I suspect it's the same crystal that just recently appeared. If so, we'll protect it. I'm sure that's what our companions here would want. By the way, how did you fare in that battle? Did you have a better handle on your power? Now that you mention it, that fight went much better. I'm still not in top form, but it's certainly an improvement. So, your light's returning. Sounds like sufficient fighting is working as advertised. I suppose something is. Looks like your escort's here. Mr. President, you're late. Sorry, sir. It was kind of out of our control, jeez. Garland, guess I should thank you. They're the ones who were guarding him. You guarded our president? That couldn't have been easy, thanks. Oh, think nothing of it. There's something about these people. Agree, they have the same as a distinctive air about them, one that honest folk would never have. Rufus, who are you exactly? Oh, didn't he tell you? He's the top dog of the big bad Shinra Electric Power Company, the entity that has full control over the world's energy, military and economy. Shinra? That name rings a bell for me. It's the company Barrett and Tifa fought against. Wait, you're... Yes, that's right. I'm Rufus Shinra. I'm the very same kind of ruler you were fretting over before. A welcome return. Are you kidding? The president's here? I didn't even know there'd been a change in leadership. Great, now the Turks are more solidified than ever. Just for the record, I've got nothing to do with this. Bah, I don't like this one bit. What's going to happen to us, Barrett? Our memories are fuzzy as it is. I can't stand that guy. He loves deceiving people. You know him? What's the Sephiroth remnant doing here? Oh, you've got your memories, that's a relief. We'll fill you in later. Alright, have the rest of them you made contact with Sephiroth before? Yes, sir, why do you ask? There's something bothering me about him. I see, and now you're the group's new leader? I can't say I'm the best at it, but feel free to ask me anything you need. I should get something out of the way. It's my fault that you two were so delayed in rejoining us. Oh, shut up, Holt. I stole the Compass of Light while possessed by a god from my homeworld. Yeah, that's kind of my fault too. I'm the one who took it for myself. Sounds like it was a complicated set of circumstances. You needn't worry on our account. I'm just glad that we can be together once more, but where are your manners? One of us we haven't met yet. His identity may surprise you. I've been hoping to introduce you. Actually, Ramza, meet my brother Rex. I understand you worked a great deal with Varn. I serve under Captain Rossenberg. My name is Ramza Biuv, and this is Agriasos. So, you've been reunited with your brother Varn. I'm not certain if congratulations are in order. I've got some mixed feelings on the subject myself, but now I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'm happy to help you both in any way I can too. In that case, there is a topic I would broach. Our light seems to be weakened. Garland said the light is a representation of what we are, and that nonetheless will eventually but nothingness. Then perhaps we should start by getting a feel of the exact state you're in. Would you grant us the honour of a spar? Gladly. I've been wanting to test out my sword arm myself. Ah, I see, so you might not be at full strength right off the bat. This seems to be a good time to review all that's happened. Would you mind sharing everything that we've missed? The die cast. Looks like there's only one chapter left. I see, so there could be a new crystal. I'm going to look for it. I cannot sense any such crystals though. Yes, there's only one crystal in this world, and the gods. I don't question your judgment. But I can't risk letting one be misused. I might find something if I get close enough. What if it's incorporeal? That would make it hard to find. Why are you so hung up on this, Garland? Are you getting a premonition or something? This one is somehow related to materia. That seems significant to me, so don't try to talk me out of this. Alright, just be careful. Very well, only if you insist. Stupid Sephiroth ruining my cool fight. What's a guy gotta do to get a little spotlight around here? You could aid me. Sorry, could you run that one by me again? I don't think I heard you right. My prior approach has availed me naught. I required the power of someone who thinks differently than I. Is this one of those things where you use me, then I outlive my usefulness? Haven't you spent time in an imperial court? The court jester is one who dresses the part of a fool, yet engages in all too clever satire. I merely ask that you showcase your wit. Oh yeah, you want a fresh approach, huh? Oh fine. You're a little emperor. I guess I could go back to court for a teensy bit. Then I trust you won't disappoint me. Alright, that is it for this part. Thanks everyone for watching. Join us in the next one. We're going to continue doing this until the end of it. But I'm off for now. Have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye.